Hey guys, we got another router. I'm super excited. We've got the new Bosch cordless router. We're going to do a complete review on it right now. A few weeks ago, we were down at Woodcraft in Chandler, Phoenix area, and we were right next to the Bosch guy. And we were looking at this new cordless router that they just came out with, and he offered to send us one to do a review. So, full disclosure, we did not buy this, we did not pay for it. Steve from Bosch sent it to us to give our complete unbiased review on it, so that's exactly what we're going to do. So you guys know we carve signs. All of our routers are used primarily, almost exclusively, for carving signs. Context is that's what we're doing the review on today. We're going to break this down into three pieces: unboxing and specifications, then we're going to do a modification, and then at the end we're going to do performance. If you guys want a review on the general use of a router and all of the different things you can do with it, go check out Matt Outlaw at 731 Woodworks. He does an amazing review on this thing, but ours is based around sign carving. So the first thing I notice is the box. This is the first tool that I've ever received that, especially a router, that actually had a solid box. This is much like the Festool type of situation. They call this the L box, and I guess it works in conjunction with other Bosch tools that have these boxes as well. And then inside the box, they made this foam insert for a place for everything, so it doesn't get, all messed up, and they didn't just throw this stuff in. It really shows that they put a lot of time and effort and thought into putting this together. All right, let's dive in and see what we got. First thing I notice is we've got several different dust collection options. We've actually got four. Two of these are made for the plunge base and two of them are made for the fixed base. I'm not sure how that's going to work for us, but it's kind of cool that they gave you lots of options for dust collection. It shows they really put a lot of thought and effort into that. All right, so we've got the edge guide. Looks like it's pretty solid. We've got some screws. That's probably for the edge guide and different add-ons. This is the collet and a couple more little screws. We've got the plunge base. Set that aside. And obviously a spanner wrench, 17 millimeter, which is very common in routers these days. We've got the charger and the 18 volt battery. And then we have the router itself with the fixed base housing already on it. So that's everything that's coming out of the box. Let's go over the features of this GKF 18V-25. So right out of the box, I got to tell you, it feels really good in the hand. My first impressions is this thing is built really well. This is not a lower end router. This thing is pretty high end. I really like the feel of it. I really like the switch, the fact that it's rubber covered like that. I think that's terrific. This thing has some really cool features that I haven't seen before. So this is variable speed, goes from 1 to 6. Position 1 to 2 is 10 to 14,000. Position 3 to 4 is 18 to 24,000 RPM. Position 5 to 6 is 26,000 to 30,000 RPM. Working my way from the top of the router down. I really like this switch. It's nice and big and bold. It's really solid, really precise, and very tactile in the fact that it's not ambiguous at all. It's nice and solid. I really like that. It's located in front where the depth adjustment is. I really like that. Sometimes they're on the side and you got to figure out which side, or they're on the back side and you got to feel for it. I like the fact that they located it right up front. One of the other things that I noticed about this that I really like is there's this little lock mechanism for the macro setting, and setting it somewhere around where you want. It actually clips into place and allows you to do that macro setting just by doing that, and then you just click it right back into place and it locks down. The other thing is the micro setting is a wheel here at the bottom. Now you guys know I like the DeWalt and the Flex as far as that ring system. That's definitely my favorite. This is not better than that. I think that is definitely better than this, but this isn't bad. The little dial for the micro setting actually is pretty good. It's nice and solid and it engages the router well. It's not rickety like some of the cheaper routers that really kind of get bound up and stuff. This one doesn't seem to be doing that. Another feature I really like is getting the housing off the router motor itself. Some routers are just kind of chintzy and they just feel cheap and rickety. This thing is nice and solid. Once you loosen the lever, then it's literally a matter of just a click and boom, the housing comes right off. I really like that. Here's another feature that I've only seen in one other router, and it is the Flex router, and that is the shaft lock. This has got a little lever that literally locks that shaft, and it is nice and solid. You don't need 2 wrenches, you don't need to hold in a button, and this thing is really cool. The only other one, again, is the Flex router that has that type of a shaft lock, and I think that's really cool. The other thing is it comes with a 1/4 inch collet. That's pretty much standard with all Palm routers. I've never seen a 1/2 inch collet. It doesn't make sense on a Palm router. It just doesn't have the power and torque that the full-size routers have. So a couple things that really aren't necessary for us because we're using, again, this thing to carve signs. It's got a really neat little shield in front. I'm never going to really use that because I need it open on both sides. The edge guide seems really substantial, nice and easy to install. I don't use an edge guide, but if that's something that you do use, it looks like a really good one. So now let's talk briefly about the plunge base. Again, guys, I don't use a plunge base. I don't recommend it for carving signs, but this, I've seen a lot of plunge bases before. This thing just feels solid as a rock. I just don't see any issues with it at all. If you want a really good review on the plunge base, again, go see 731 Woodworks. Matt Outlaw does an amazing job on going through all of the intricacies and the adjustments on this plunge base. But yeah, if you're into plunge bases, this thing is rock solid. Part 2, let's get into the modification. First of all, why do we modify our housings? Because if you don't modify and open up this back side, then all the sawdust comes directly in your face when you're carving. The other thing is it allows light to come in the back side so that it gives you more light inside of here even without putting auxiliary lights in. All of our routers have base plates on them. This is a base plate that we make, that we have over on makeawoodsign.com. You guys very generously order base plates from us on a daily basis. We appreciate that. We don't have one pre-drilled, so this is a blank base plate that Ryan mounted on here. We have a video shows you exactly how to do this. It's super easy. You don't even need a centering jig anymore. So we'll put a link in the description below and go check that out. Super easy to do. It's not a big deal at all. On this modification, this is a 2-inch hole. So what I do is I use my drill press. I cut this 2-inch hole, and normally I would center that up, but because of this micro adjustment, I had to move it to the side a little bit so that I didn't mess with this micro adjustment. That's just the way the design is on this Bosch, but I still left all the mounting holes there when I cut my straight cuts in there. There will also be a link in the description below showing you exactly how I modify this with the drill press. The other option is if you don't want to modify your housing, you can always send it to us for a $35 fee. We'll modify it for you and send it back. Now let's get into the performance and the power. First, the performance. It's got a couple features that are very unique. One of them, I've kind of seen a version of it, and that is the soft start, which is pretty common, and then the brake. And the brake on this thing is it's absolutely immediate. I've seen some of the Palm routers that have a brake, but none of them that stop any quicker than this. So this has got a really, really fast brake, and I really like that. The second feature is, and I don't really know what they call it, but I call it the drop feature. If this thing is running and you bump it or you drop it, it automatically shuts off and the lights blink to tell you that the switch is still on. So then you can turn the switch off and then it will fire back up. But that's something I've never seen in any router before. Maybe it's out there and I just haven't seen it, but I think that's a really cool safety feature. So as far as the power goes, I was really pleased with this thing. The carving liner and the profile bit, man, they cut like butter. Now, one thing that I've noticed, again, as I've said before, this is definitely a higher end router. When it's on, the sound is just so solid. It reminds me a lot of the Flex and the DeWalt, and even the Milwaukee for that matter, it just has a nice solid sound. Those of you that have less expensive routers, lower end, again, the price is appropriate. The Craftsman, the Cobalt, the Hercules, they just have a sound to them that just sounds almost tinny and almost sounds like they're just out of control. This thing has got a nice solid sound and feel, and the cut is appropriate for that. When you're cutting a deep cut like the 3/8 90 that I was taking a big bite with, or even that chamfer bit that I was taking a huge amount, even though it bogged down a little bit, it still felt solid. Now I will say that when I was cutting that deep chamfer, you saw it burned a little bit, but it cut just fine, but it definitely bogged down. So when you're cutting something like that, I really was punishing it. That really would have been better off you're cutting that with a full-size router. This is definitely does not have the power of the full-size router, but it definitely has the power on par with the Flex and the DeWalt and even the Milwaukee. So let's go through a few things that I really don't like on this. They're not deal breakers, but a few things that are kind of irritating to me. One is the battery. And Matt, if you go watch Matt's video, Matt talked about the fact that the battery is kind of tough to get off. It will come off, but it is really, really stiff. I wish it wasn't quite that stiff. So that's number one. The second thing that I really is not good is this micro adjustment. At the beginning I said it didn't really bind up, but once I was out there using it in practical application, this thing kind of binds up. Now I like the macro adjustment, but the micro adjustment with that threaded shaft that goes up through here, it just gets clogged up with sawdust and it just binds up. My favorite depth adjustment is the DeWalt and the Flex. That's the ring adjustment. By far that beats all the others. This one's not bad, but I really don't like the micro adjustment. The macro adjustment I do like. So overall, this is a great router. I really like it. Just a couple little things I have a problem with. As far as the price point goes, this kit that we got, it's right around the $400 mark, which is right there up there with the Flex and the DeWalt. The Milwaukee may be a little bit more than that. Again, I wouldn't have bought this kit because it's got a lot of stuff that I won't use, but it's not to say that the kit isn't worth it, because if you use the plunge base and all of the different manifolds for dust collection, then it's absolutely worth it. At this price point, it's right on par with the Flex and the DeWalt. So this thing, you can buy the individual router. We haven't found a package with the router and the charger and the battery. I'm sure that's out there. And by the way, the $400 price point for the kit, you can get deals on that too. We've seen different prices on those, but it's like $3.99 on Amazon. But anyway, so I'm sure that there are some packages out there with the battery, the charger, and the router, but we haven't seen that yet. We expect that's going to be around the $200 mark. So all in all, guys, I think this is going to be one of my go-tos. I think it's going to be right behind the DeWalt and the Flex. We'll see how it performs long term, but right now, man, it feels really solid. I really like the feel of this thing. So thank you to Bosch for sending this to do a review on. I love the way the modification works. You guys are going to see this in a lot of upcoming videos, I'm sure. So if you guys have this router, we would love to see what you guys think about it. Again, in the context, this is strictly for sign carving for us. If you want to see a more in-depth review on the plunge base and all of the other stuff that came in this kit, go see Matt Outlaw's video over at 731 Woodworks. We'll put a link in the description below. Thanks again, guys. We love you. If you need some supplies, head over to makeawoodsign.com. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.